Hi, I'm Jerrod Sessler. For those who don't know me, I'm running for Congress in Washington's 4th District. If you've been following me on social media, you know about my campaign. You know that one of the issues I've been passionately speaking out about is around the narrative being fed by the press about the January 6th rally. It's a lie. How do I know that? Because I was here in D.C. on January 6th, and I shot videos sitting right here in the window of my hotel room. A month ago, I sent out a press release promising to find out more information about the detainees still held in a D.C. jail for minor crimes related to the January 6th event. How was I going to do it? I didn't know at the time, but I just couldn't stand by and do nothing. So this week, I decided to take my son and make a trip here to D.C. to at least stand outside the jail and bring attention to the plight of the Americans inside. As we were making the video today, we were stopped by jail police demanding that we leave. I respectfully explained my rights and refused to leave. They called the DC police and took pictures of us, and it was confirmed by the DC police that we were well within our rights so we could continue. So we did continue. That video has already been posted on my social media platforms. Had we succumbed to the unconstitutional demands of the jail police, we would not have had the chance to be a part of what happened next. As we were wrapping up filming, one of the January 6th prisoners literally walked out of the jail. He saw and heard us making the video. He walked right up to us and thanked us for the work that we were doing. His name is Karl Dresch, and he was gracious enough to spend about 20 minutes of his newfound freedom sharing his story. Before we go to the video, I want to highlight a few of the important things that you will hear him say. First, this man was in jail for 6 months, and the only charge that they could get on him was parading. Literally walking with a flag. Second, the treatment Dresch describes inside the jail for his minor crime is inhumane. Although he did not complain much, he talks about being kept in his cell sometimes for 28 hours at a stretch for the crime of parading. If this was happening in Guantanamo, the UN would be losing their minds. Third, one would think that maybe the ACLU would be interested in this little fact that Mr. Dresch shared with me. He was not allowed to shave or get a haircut while inside the jail unless he agreed to take the jab. If that is not an unconstitutional act, then we don't even have a constitution. This man was denied basic human rights unless he was willing to allow an experimental and questionable chemical to be injected into his body. Fourth, according to Dresch, he was allowed into the Capitol by Capitol Police and just walked right in under their instruction through the doors that were already open. Now you know why nearly 14,000 hours of video that Nancy Pelosi and her leftist cronies are blocking the release of, because it would show the truth. I also want to mention that according to Dresch, after the press conference by Representatives Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Louis Gohmert, outside the jail last week, conditions improved and they were allowed up to 5 hours per day outside their cell. So to the conservatives in Congress that I hope to join in 2022, keep up the good fight. It does make a difference. Finally, let me mention that I got some time with Karl off camera where he told me a lot more about his experience. We loaned him a phone so that he could call his wife in Michigan to let her know that he was out of jail, and tears welled up in his eyes. As you watch this raw video of Karl with me, ask yourself what you can do to ensure the America we love is returned to us soon. We all must stand up and be part of the solution today. If you know someone great with integrity that is running for political office, then send them a check and call them to see what you can do to help. follow me on social media, and take a step by supporting my campaign for Congress. I'm fighting for conservative rights and values. Watch for future updates on my social channels and enjoy this little video with this new found free American, Karl Dresch. So you literally just got out of here today?
Yes, sir.
Right? So one of the things you said was they wouldn't let you get a shave or a haircut unless you took the vaccine?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's terrible. And did you take the vaccine?
No, sir.
And so just tell me what were the conditions like?
It's kind of dirty. The main thing is you're just locked in your cell almost all day. Recently they've let us out a little more, but for months it was just an hour a day.
And
out
does
of
your
the
cell have windows?
It's got a little narrow window. It looked out on just the parking lot. Mine did. Some look out.
Okay. And how was the food?
Not too good.
Yeah. How was the treatment from the officers inside?
I didn't have too many problems myself, but some did. There's one gentleman in there, Jacob Lang. I saw him get sprayed with the mace. And he wasn't doing anything threatening or anything. I watched the whole thing happen. He might have been talking back or something, but just told him not. He's in his cell.
Yeah. And you said you took a plea deal?
Yes, sir.
So you were in there. You've been in there for what, 6 months?
Yeah. January 19th, I was arrested, and then I got to this jail March 9th.
Okay. Where were you before that?
I bounced around Michigan for a little bit, and then flew to Oklahoma City, Grady County Jail in Oklahoma. It's a federal transit facility, but I was there for about a week or so, and then flew here. I've been here since.
Who has interviewed you, like questioned you about what happened on January 6th?
Nobody. The FBI tried to when I was arrested, but it was.
And were you provided an attorney?
I was when I got to jail up there, just for they had a bond hearing with the magistrate, which was denied. But I got one here, and he actually did a real good job for me.
So I was at the January 6th rally, and but I didn't go in the Capitol. Did you go in the Capitol?
Yes, sir, I did.
And how did you get into the Capitol?
Walked right through the door.
Do you know which side of the Capitol you were on?
I'm not really sure. On the way from the rally, it would be towards the left side of the building. I'm not sure what that's called.
But it was on that side, facing the mall?
Facing the mall.
Okay. And did you go? You went through an open doorway.
Yes,
was there other people walking in with you?
Yeah, it was.
Was there any officers visible? Or?
Yeah, at first they were just kind of directing us. I went in, made a right, and directed us towards the House of Representatives. That direction, kind of.
Do you have news in here, in jail? Do you guys get to keep up on reporting on this and what's going on?
A little bit. There's we have these tablet things you have to pay for, and they have some news channels on them.
Do you know that Representative Gates and Gomer were here last week?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They were, and they wanted to come check it out.
Yeah.
Heard about that. My wife also told me how they about her, and she told me some of the news. I think also there was about 4 lawyers, not mine, but other guys in there that were trying to visit that day, and they wouldn't let them in. It's really hard for the guys in there for. Even in the booklet you get with all the rules and everything, it says in there that your attorney has 24/7 access to you. But it's not like that. They have to set up an appointment, and sometimes it gets denied. You can't meet in person unless you take the vaccine. Mine came on a Friday once, and they shuffle them out before 4 o'clock. It says right in the rule you're supposed to have. Your attorney's supposed to have access to you anytime he wants, but it's not. They have to make appointments, and they don't always get them. And it's really hard to put a defense together for a lot of guys who don't have that kind of access.
Yeah. Was there any issues with the virus inside of there?
No, we didn't have
no
anyone.
issues?
No.
So, when you went inside the Capitol, you walked in through open doors, and there was no obstruction, no police telling you. Police were directing you towards the house, or to where the main floor was in the house. What you said that you got arrested for parading, or charged with parading. What did you do, if anything, inside when you were inside the Capitol building?
Basically paraded.
Walked
through
holding
a flag.
Yeah.
Really everyone I saw was being respectful in it and everything. The only scuffling, anything like that I saw was all provoked by the Capitol Police.
Yeah. Provoked by them?
Yeah, there was like a line of the SWAT team types. I'm not sure to call them exactly, but they were outside the doors to the house, and I thought they just kind of just picking out who they wanted to fight with. You know, we were standing there just. We might have been chanting or holding our flags, but yeah, so they grabbed one and hit him for a while and they let him go, but then eventually they told us to leave and we left.
So you followed orders? Yeah.
But really the whole way it was really, you know, even walking to the Capitol when you got, I'm sure if you were there, you know, but maybe 100, 200 yards off, they had officers way up high with the canisters of the tear gas, and they were throwing them way out into the crowd. There's a lot of children, old ladies, and that kind of thing there. Yeah. But so they were just, it was way back. It wasn't anybody engaging them that they were targeting. It was just the crowd in general.
Yeah.
So if anyone was angry, I understand where it came from. It wasn't. I mean, I've read a lot of legal cases about police use of force on demonstrations and protests, and there's been a lot of lawsuits from last year. Protests where they've seen them sue the cities for the indiscriminate use of force. You know, you're supposed to, if there's a problem, you're supposed to target that individual, not the whole crowd when everyone's being peaceful. So, I appreciate you doing whatever you're doing for these guys. They need it.
I'm happy. I'm just an American voice, just like you. You know, and I'm thankful that we have some good representatives that are willing to come out here, like Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Louis Gohmert from Texas, because it sounds like as a result of them coming out here last week, it sounds like conditions improved a little bit inside of you. You started getting a little more time out of yourself.
Yeah, they're letting us out up to like 5 hours now, but it took a long time.
Yeah.
But,
so what's life like at home? You said you're married. You have children?
I have one son, yes sir.
Okay. And what do you do for a living?
I do floors, and then I also sell flags and stickers, all kinds of.
You're a businessman?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When you came to D.C., did you come with friends or your family, or did you come with like a white supremacist group, or?
Not with any group or anything like that.
Just coming to support your country?
Is that recording right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't actually answer all that right now.
That's fine.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah. And I'm not trying to implicate you or anything.
No problem.
Just saying, I want to show that, just like me, you know, when I was there, I saw a bunch of elderly, I saw a bunch of families with kids, I saw a bunch of like rodeo NASCAR fan type people with their American gear on, their Trump gear, you know, that kind of thing. I did see some like Antifa and, you know, riot sort of type of people, but, you know, that wasn't the norm.
Yeah, honestly, it was the biggest crowd I've ever seen, and there's never, you know, usually around that many people, you're afraid someone's going to grab your wallet, or there'll be a fight or something. I didn't see anything. It was the most friendly group.
It was like going to a NASCAR race,
right?
or a rodeo. That's that's how I describe it. I've been to lots of those.
Oh yeah.
So what else can you tell us about the conditions in here? So you're in a cell by yourself for 23 hours a day.
Right, it's
And
a little bit
you have
less than
time-
that
you have-
now, but they switch it off, so sometimes you're in there for 28 hours straight. You know, if you're out in the morning, then the next day they'll let you out at night. So you'll go in at 2 o'clock or something, and then you'll be in there till the next day at 4.
And are you by yourself?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
how big is this cell?
It's I think about 7 by 10, right around.
So you can lay
Yeah.
down. You have a bed.
Yeah,
You
there's
have your own
a
toilet.
bed. Yeah, bed, toilet, sink, all that.
Hey, you look like you're looking,
Yeah.
you're looking kind of pasty. You're looking. You got to get some sun. Are you happy to be out here today?
Oh, it's great to be out
Yeah?
here.
Yeah.
It's great to be out
That's
here.
cool. So what are your plans for going home? Do you have to hang out here for court dates or something, or can you go home?
I'll be going home probably today or tomorrow. I haven't really made my plans yet. There's my lawyer's coming to pick me up right now.
Yeah. Is there any help for you? Are they providing you guys with any help? I mean, they brought you out here. Are they helping you get home?
No,
They're not helping?
And they've got all the money I was arrested with on my canteen books in there.
And they won't let you have
so
that
yeah,
either?
so I'm.
jeez.
But
Can you give it to one of the other inmates?
no, I don't think that's a thing. They said I could pick it up at 9 a.m. or I can have my lawyer pick it up for me. He's a really good
Attorney.
good attorney.
Now, as part of your
Let me get-
plea deal, were you forced to make any agreements that you didn't agree with? You don't have to tell me what they are, but did they try to manipulate you to,
I'd really rather not answer that right now.
That's fine. You don't have to answer it.
I could answer you way better in about a day or two.
Tell me where's home.
I'll talk to you off the record later if you want. But Calumet, Michigan, in the Upper Peninsula, Michigan,
Nice.
right near Lake Superior.
Yeah. You like
Beautiful
Mackinac
place.
Island?
I've actually never been there.
Oh, really? It's one of my favorite places.
Oh, I bet.
Great place for a family vacation.
Oh yeah,
Dude, I'm just glad you're out,
Father used to go
man.
there.
I'm really
glad to be out
happy.
too. Sorry, I don't have a.
I mean, literally, this is probably the
Better things
biggest
to
thing the
say.
country is chanting about right now. I'm so upset. I came all the way from Washington State to stand in front of this jail because this is unconstitutional. Holding people, they've assumed guilt. Did you see any video? Was there any video of you? Did they use any of that?
Yeah, I saw some of the videos. It was, just.
So they have the video. So did they pinpoint you on the video and say this was you, this is what you did, this is where you walked in?
Yeah, they just me walking, going.
Yeah, so
past
they have all the
places
video.
with the
They're
camera.
just not sharing it with any. They're not sharing it with any of us.
Right, I know they're being selective. I've heard some of the guys, they've seen their Discovery, and it's like a Hollywood production, cut
Yeah.
things out.
Yeah.
But it's sometimes it feels like the judges are just making up their own laws here to
Yeah.
keep people in, or
Yeah.
just using their, they say they're not, but they're using their thoughts or things they've said against them to hold them in here, even when they're here on peaceful charges.
Yeah.
Whether they're guilty or not, they're not accused of any violence, and they're.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting to me that you were arrested and held for over 6 months, but you really weren't beyond what the questions the FBI asked you in Michigan. You weren't interrogated here.
No, I didn't submit to any questioning.
Oh, okay. So you're
Better than that.
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd talk my way out of getting arrested.
Well, they tried to kidnap your governor. They organized that.
Right,
plot.
I've heard
You
about
knew
that.
right?
They got me too.
Yeah. Oh boy. So, tell
But
me.
I kind of figured that right from the beginning on the Whitmer thing. It sounded completely made up to me.
Any burning questions?
Did they use any force when they arrested you? Or anything
No, it was
unnecessary?
actually it wasn't the FBI that arrested me. It was a Michigan state trooper, and no, he just saw me on the street and started talking to me, and asked if he could pat me down, and then I asked him what it was about. At that point, I just thought it was a friendly conversation at first, and then he said he had warrants for me. So.
Oh wow. Huh. Sorry this happened to you.
Thank you. Well, we
Yeah.
appreciate all that
Yeah.
you're doing.
Yeah,
We're getting a lot of good letters in there, and that
Yeah.
really is good for morale in there for the guys.
Yeah, you hear that, America? These guys want some letters. What I would say is, in my view, I think there was some guilty people. And I think the government knows who they are because they have something like 13,000 hours of video. But for some reason, they're not allowing that to be used. And I think that there were people like you and me that were there for peaceful reasons. And, you know, you, as you say, you walked in without any force. The doors were open. The police were directing you. Why on earth would you get arrested for something like that?
I think they just wanted to kind of silence people is why. You know, especially, I saw a lot of acts of aggression by the police, you know, like provoking things and brutality, and by arresting anybody that was there. Nobody wants to say, hey, I was there, and I saw what happened. You know, everybody says, I wasn't there.
Yeah,
you know, but so I think that's why they're so heavy-handed, is just to chill the speech.
Now, did you go to the Ellipse where the rally started?
I was I was there early for the rally.
Down by the White House.
I was where President Trump was speaking.
Yeah.
There was a field in front of him. I was in the field behind that. I was right in front of the Washington Monument.
In front of the monument.
Where I was.
Okay, so you were maybe 100 yards behind me, because I was standing in the middle of Constitution Avenue. You know, that whole sea of people was just...
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then, did you listen to Trump speak?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you couldn't hear it, right?
At first I couldn't, but then they seemed to fix it. I'm not really sure where they were. All I could see was people everywhere. You couldn't hear it. We couldn't hear it for the first few minutes, and then they got some speakers near us.
So then, did you stay till the end of his speech?
Yes.
And then what? People started walking towards down the mall.
Yeah, we walked. I'm not sure what street I was on, but I.
But if you walked down the street, you probably walked Pennsylvania Avenue, but you could have walked straight down the mall.
It was actually, to be honest, it was my first time in Washington,
D.C. Did you walk on one of the streets next to the mall and just walk down?
Yeah, it was a street. I left the mall, and it was a street that led kind of directly to the
it's probably Constitution Avenue. That's where I was standing. So, well, that's interesting, because the Capitol breach at that point had already been reported before you even left where you were standing. If you look at the timeline, it was while President Trump was still speaking. And so, you know, it's kind of interesting. Did you hear anything from any of the other guys inside about anybody being paid to be there or anything like that?
Not really. I don't think they would have anyone like that with us, though.
No, they wouldn't have arrested them, right? Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Well, wish you the best of luck. I thank you for taking a few minutes.
I wish you the best of luck with your campaign.
Yeah, I'll give you my info so we can stay in touch.
That would be great. I've got friends in Washington, so if they're in your district, I'll definitely let them know that you're.
And I mean, seriously.
We get a lot of people from where I live.
How are you getting home? Do you have?
My lawyer's.
Turn that off.
Well, we have to...
What? Oh, do you want to?
We need to just get his permission to use the video.
Oh,
okay. I'll do that.
Yeah, go ahead. Just say your name and say you're fine.
What's your name again?
Jerrod Sessler. Are you rolling?
Yeah, I'm rolling.
My name's Karl Dresch, and I consent to my footage being used for any purpose necessary, and ask you to support Jerrod Sessler for United States Congress. Thank you. Good luck to you.
Yeah.
Hey, Robert. This is Karl Dresch calling. I met you outside the D.C. jail there today, and I just wanted to call you back, and I'm sorry I had to cut it short there. I had to go meet with my attorney, and I just want to say I really appreciate what y'all are doing there, and you guys are good patriots, and I'll keep in touch. I don't have a number you can call me back on right now, but I'll definitely get a hold of you. Thank you. You have a great day. God bless America. Bye.